Dumelang Bagaetsho, Dumelang, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, hello, Dumelang Bagaetsho. I hope you like it here. I hope you stay. I hope you subscribe. There's some fun shenanigans happening on this channel. And if you're a returning subscriber, Dumelang Bagaetsho, and Hawaii, hore dintang fa. So cheers to you, actually. I haven't been on this app for some time. I took a break. I took a very long break. I didn't think my break would be long. But as per my previous vlog, I went back home to visit my family. If you watch that vlog, you know why I was away for the month of July. But I just wanted to come back, slowly make my way back onto this app. And do like a sit down mini life update. Let me drink to that. So get a drink, get cozy. As you can see, I'm very cozy. I'm in my pajamas. It's very late at night actually, like I should be sleeping, but I'll get into why I'm up at night at this time of the night very soon. But get comfy, get comfortable, grab a glass of wine, a glass of juice, a glass of whatever you drink, a glass of water, and let's just chat and catch up, right? First of all, I now work different hours. If you've watched my channel from the beginning, you would know that I worked at a kindergarten. Yes, worked. I no longer work at a kindergarten. So my hours were from 9 to 6 p.m. in the evening. So those are the hours that I used to work. But now I work at an elementary private academy. So I'm still working at a hagwan, even though I spoke trash about hagwans, but it's like, guys, like I'm already here, like let's go. I work at an elementary, meaning that my hours have changed. Elementary hagwans start, well, my hagwan starts from 2 p.m. till 9 p.m. So those are my new hours. That's my new working schedule. I teach for 6 hours though, which I love. So I teach from 2 to 7 on Monday, and then Tuesday, Thursday, I teach from 2 to 8. On Wednesday, it's a Wednesday today, I teach from 2 to 6 p.m. So those are my hours. On Friday, I teach from 2. I have my break, my 1 hour break in between. So I think my break is from like 7:30 to 8:30. And then from 8:30 to 9, I teach. So yeah, those are my hours. I work at a new school. The reason why I left my previous school was I just wasn't happy with the work schedule. I didn't like the fact that I taught kindergarten and elementary. I just wanted to teach one level. So if it was kindergarten, I just wanted to teach kindergarten. If it was elementary, I wanted to teach elementary. And that's something that I have at my current school. I just teach elementary. I teach 2nd graders currently, and I teach 4th graders. But my school starts from like 1st grade all the way till 6th grade. But I just teach 2nd graders, and I teach 3rd grade. No, 2nd graders and 4th graders. Yeah. And if you didn't know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, you wouldn't know that I now live in a different city. So I'm no longer in Daegu. Let me drink to that. Actually, not actually drinking to that. I actually enjoyed my life in Daegu. I had no problem with Daegu. I love Daegu. Daegu is a beautiful city. Amazing. Like, Daegu just needs a beach. Honestly, Daegu just needs a beach and it will be perfect. Daegu for me is like there's nothing that you can say about Daegu that will make me feel some type of way. Especially like there's nothing that you can like. I still do from the bottom of my heart. I love Daegu. Daegu is like my home, you know. I haven't yet adjusted to my new city because like I just arrived a month ago. I started working on the 31st of July, and then Yeah, so I've been here for like a month and a couple of days. The whole month of August and a few days of September. It's almost, we're going towards the end of September, so it'll be 2 months now. And the city that I live in, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I had already shared that I live in Seoul. Now, did I want to move to Seoul? Seoul was not my first choice, actually. When I was job hunting, Seoul was not my first choice. It just so happened that the schools that I was interviewing with in the other different cities were not giving me what I wanted. Like, I had my own criteria that I want to teach for 6 hours or less. This is the amount of money that I want. What else? What was one of? Oh, the apartment must be up to date. But I'm no longer in Daegu. I'm in Seoul because I just wasn't getting what I wanted in other cities that I was interviewing in. Either they were giving me maybe like more free time but less pay, or giving me more pay but less free time. So like I couldn't find a balance in terms of like Hagwon regulations, you know. So I was actually against Seoul. I remember telling my recruiter that, listen, don't take me to Seoul. I don't want to live in Seoul. Seoul is blah blah. Like, I just didn't want to be in Seoul. Like, I've never been one of those people who are like very obsessed about Seoul. No, like, if anything, I'm very obsessed about the south of South Korea, like Busan, Daegu, Pohang, like Yosu, all those cities down there. Like, those are the cities that I absolutely love, right? But I wasn't getting anything. Like, I've never really been obsessed about the cities in the north, right? But in terms of like work environment, I really had to like put that in the forefront rather than saying I want to be in the city and not look at the working environment that I would be in. So the school that I interviewed with that made sense with what I wanted, and bear in mind that I would be leaving for a month before I'd start working. So I'd leave the country and come back again before I start working. Some of the schools that I was interviewing with wanted a teacher immediately, and I couldn't start immediately. Like, I wouldn't do that to myself. And another reason why, I know this life update is all over the place, nah? Another reason why I went home for an entire month. I wanted to go home for 2 months, but I was like, by the time month 2 comes, I'll be so broke. Let me just go home and see my family for 1 month. Like, my contract was coming to an end at my previous school, and I had booked my ticket. I was interviewing at other schools. Also, it was just so last minute. It was just so last minute. Me job hunting was like last minute, you know. And I was like, let me just see, are there schools who are willing to like let me leave the country and re-enter the country again, right? Because my ARC, if you don't know what an ARC is, it's an alien registration card. It's like an ID card that you get from the immigration office, that stipulates like your visa, which country you're from, blah blah blah, all those information, like your personal information, your legal information, legalities and stuff like that. So my ARC would be expiring in 1 month. It would expire on the 14th of July, right? So I needed to extend my visa before I left, meaning that I would have to find a new school who would be willing to extend my visa without me having to start immediately. So they would register me with their school, change my address to the new apartment that I live in, and change my working address, and then so that I can leave the country, so that I can have like an extra year, right? Because an E2 visa, if you didn't know, we arrive, us as English teachers, we arrive with E2 visas. I think public school teachers arrive with an E21 visa, not so sure, but yeah, my E2 visa is only 13 months, so I needed to register a new 13 months before I leave the country, because I was gonna be at home by the time my ARC expires. So if I'm still at home when my ARC expires, that means that I have to apply for a new visa, and the visa process in South Africa has changed. There are added steps now that I just didn't know about until the last minute, and I was like, yeah, I need to find the school now before I leave South Korea. That's one of the reasons why my job search was like very last minute, because I had found out the visa process had changed. They added other steps as well. So I was like, I need to process my visa before I leave. I can't go home, look for a new school, and then start the visa process again. Meaning I wouldn't have to start it all over again, because in Korea they keep our documents for up to 3 months should we decide to leave the country. So I wouldn't have to start all over again. But there were new steps that I was not sure about, and people's visas kept on getting rejected because of these new steps, because it was not familiar to people, right? So I was like, I don't want to find myself in a position whereby my visa is being rejected and I can't go back to this country to work. So that's why my job search was just so last minute. So the school that I'm with right now agreed to like do the visa with me and change whatever they needed to change at the immigration office. I have a story time about that, because that process, guys, don't do your stuff last minute, please, because if you know, you have to book an appointment at the immigration office. Appointment, the shock of my life. But they were able to do it. I had a story time coming as to what happened just before I left South Korea to go visit my family. It was traumatizing. But yeah, the school was very nice, was very kind to do the whole process with me. And then they were like, you can leave, go spend a whole month with your family, and then you can start working in August. So I was like, alright, cool. And then I went home. So my family, I was happy. I got time to just relax. Sorry, if anything, you knew, like if you've been watching my videos constantly, like my vlogs, you'd know how much I would complain about feeling tired, not having time off. So I took that time off for myself. They didn't give it to me. I was like, my contract's coming to an end. I'm gonna take 1 month rest before I go back to work, before I start a new contract or I move to a new city. I wanted to take that time out for myself and just rest, relax, recuperate, recenter, introspection. Man, o kila bona di self introspection ke itebelle mo matlhong ke o kila bona ke ipotsa dipotso ke ipotsisisa gore a mme tota ke nna motho o kila bona dilo tse ntseng yalo. So that's what I did. I went home and then I came back, started working. I'm in Seoul. I've been here for like a month, almost 2 months. And how has it been so far? I'm adjusting. That's all I can say. I am adjusting. When I arrived in my apartment, by the way, I'm going to do an apartment tour. My apartment is so nice. It's bigger than the previous apartment. It's still a bachelor, but it's bigger than my previous apartment and more modern. As you can see, I have a couch. I never used to have a couch in my previous place, but I did have chairs and a table, at least. I got to my apartment and all I had was a bed. Let that sink in. I arrived here. All I had was a bed. Nikis na tipa, nikis na foroko, nikis na plate, khalase, bona, nikis na sipe. I had to start from scratch. I had a bed, a fridge, a microwave, an oven, a washing machine. Yeah, those are the only things that I had, and a stove. The stove is there, it's a gas stove. So the items that are usually listed in your contract to say that, hey, these are the things that you'll be getting, it's a semi-furnished apartment. That's all I got. And a mirror. That's all I got. That's all I got. Like literally. And mind you, the previous things that I had in my the things that I had, right? The little things that I had in my previous apartment that I had purchased. So I just arrived, give the suitcase, like at least mesamo, but that's all I had. Literally on that day when I arrived, I had to go to Daiso. Kilo reka spoon, kilo reka foroko, kilo reka tipa, kilo reka pizza, kilo reka pani. Thank goodness for Daiso, because wow, ordered a few things on Kupang, and then I arranged for my stuff to be brought to Seoul from Daegu, from my friend in Daegu and my friend in Incheon. But otherwise, and it was depressing. But anyway, like it made settling in a little bit more tricky, because I was starting all over again. I mean, with most of the apartments in South Korea, when you move in, usually the previous teacher who was living there they leave their stuff, right? If they're leaving the country, like they leave their utensils, their crockery, they leave all of that behind. So when I moved into my previous apartment, I had that. I had more than enough. I had more than I needed. I think I spent 6 months without having to like buy items for my apartment to like decorate or like for me to be able to settle in. Everything was there for me. But here, I still don't have towels, by the way, guys. Like, I still don't have towels. And again, I get apartment, but it's okay. I've been buying things little by little. I bought myself a couch. This is a bigger space. It's definitely a bigger space, and it felt empty. It literally felt like a prison cell because all I had was a bed. So I recently purchased the couch when I got paid for August and September. I recently got myself a TV stand. I got myself 2 bedside tables. I got myself, I don't know, like I've just been buying things begin. So I've just been buying essential stuff. When I remember to buy stuff, I buy like essential stuff, right? So I'm not being hard on myself. I had to buy a kettle. Recently bought a kettle so I can make myself coffee in the morning, iced coffee. Like settling into Seoul has been quite tricky because I haven't explored my neighborhood yet. I haven't explored my neighborhood yet. I haven't seen what's around, what's there for me to do. I haven't done anything social, but trust and believe I've partied. Hongdae is not so far away from my place. Itaewon is like 30 minutes by subway. So I've been to both places, and when I tell you, the nightlife in Seoul is different. It just has a different feel. It's too good. It is too good. Like, woo! Anyway, I haven't partied that much, but I've gone out like 1, 2, 3 times already. The 4th time is coming very soon because we're heading to Chuseok. But yeah, the nightlife here is good. It's nice. I enjoy it. So yeah, in terms of like getting to know what's nearby, what can I do during the day, like I've just been working on settling in at my job, familiarizing myself with like my workplace, because now I work with like a different level, even though I taught elementary at my previous school, but what the kids are doing is different from like what I used to teach. So I'm familiarizing myself with like the curriculum, I'm familiarizing myself with the school, with my new colleagues. It's like completely foreign teachers, whereas in my previous school I used to have Korean co-teachers, understandably so, because I used to work at a kindergarten and those were like young kids, So here, like it's completely different. It has me out of my comfort zone, and I have to like relearn new things, but so far I've been good. I've been okay. I mean, I haven't gotten fired. That's good. And I don't speak that upon my life. If anything, I speak prosperity over my job at my current workplace. I speak peace. I speak like prosperity. I speak peace. I speak great things. I just want great things to happen at my new place of work, and so far I'm loving the people that I work with. I like my new boss. I like the children. You know how kids are kids. Like, it's okay. I'll start vlogging soon, now that I feel comfortable to vlog, now that I feel like I am at a place where I have adjusted and I have adapted and I have purchased. I have literally like taken out the seriousness of the adulting out of my review. Like I've dealt with the adulting, the serious adulting things in my life. I feel like I can now focus more on like vlogging and just enjoying myself and just, yeah, that's it. Like, that's my life update. The rest, if I left out anything, you'll definitely know in like my upcoming vlogs, my upcoming videos. Yeah, I do have a story time. I think I have 2 story times that I want to share about how it was for me before I left Korea and coming back into Korea. Yeah, like, yeah, that's the life update basically. I didn't want this to be too long. It's already long, but you know what, it is what it is. It is what it is. But if you've stayed to this part of this video, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Leave down a comment in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up, share, like, comment, subscribe on the road to 600 subscribers. 600 subscribers. Oh my goodness, that number feels so big. 600 subscribers. We're on the road to 600 subscribers. Oh my goodness. I'm grateful for every single one of my subscribers. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on my next video. Goodbye.